Hands are on my feet, they seem to say, Tracy, it's up to you. So, don't hold me back, 'cause today all my dreams will come true. Good morning, Baltimore. There's a flasher who lives next door. There's the bum on his bar and stew. They wish me luck on my way to school. Good morning, Baltimore. And someday when I take to the floor, the world can wake up and see Baltimore and me. I know every step, I know every song. I know there's a place where I belong. I see all those party lights shine in a hedge. So someone invite me before I drop dead. So give me a chance. 'Cause when I start to dance, I'm a movie star. Something inside of me makes me move. When I hear the groove, my heart tells me no, but my feet tell me go. It's like a drama inside my heart. So don't make me wait one more moment for my life to start. I love you, Baltimore. Every day's like an open door. Every night is a fantasy. Every sound's like a symphony. And I promise, Baltimore, that someday when I take to the floor, the world can wake up and see. Gotta wake up and see Baltimore and me. Baltimore and me. Baltimore and me.
Fab job, well done. Travis?
Trav?
I was just wondering what that was, Joe. Background music for my comment, thank you. So Holly, I gotta say that is probably the most comfortable I've ever actually seen you on stage, which surprises me because you are so out of your element here. Throughout this entire thing, we've seen you take on like these emotional ballads or these classical theatre songs or you know all that stuff. So we didn't actually. I knew this could have been a challenge for you, but I thought the song choice was ingenious. It was perfect. You still managed to retain that really sweet sound that you've got, but not so much on the diction. You were so less restricted here, and you felt so much more free. And I think part of that came not only from natural improvement and what you put into it, but also the fact that you really stepped into character with that song. And you know, you portrayed the song perfectly. You gave the character what they needed, and you even put in that accent, which as a theatre fan myself, I really appreciated. That song is nearly usually sang even when performances outside of the show. It's always sang with backup singers and an ensemble to go along with it. So I respect the fact that you had to sing that song solo. It went really well for what it was. Superb. Well done.
When I realised that it was up-tempo week, I was really concerned about what you'd bring to the table, but surprisingly, you were the most comfortable I've ever seen you. This was definitely the genre for you, musical theatre. I knew it all along because you were experimenting with, you know, mainstream songs. I think you did Christina Aguilera last week, am I right? Yeah, exactly. And you had that old-fashioned, you know, really, you know, good dictated voice. But this week, I really feel like it was more you, and you were playing to your strengths, which is very important. It's definitely the most confident I've seen you. Your stage presence was brilliant. Your expression, that was definitely the most expressive I've seen you perform. And I think everyone else would agree. And that showed vocally and in your performance as well, because that, again, that was the strongest, I believe, that I have heard you perform. One thing that I would say is to just keep playing to your strengths. Musical theatre is definitely for you. And there's nothing wrong with experimenting and trying to make your own kind of thing out of a song, but if you're going to... musical theatre is definitely for you. Well done.
Anya.
You definitely seem more comfortable up there because, like they said, musical theatre is where you sit best. And I think any type of theatre song that you do, you're always going to be comfortable singing because that's what you're trained to sing. I think it was very smart how you changed the notes in the track to suit your voice so that you wouldn't almost kind of blow it out when it came to the belt, because that belt is, I think, one of the best times I've seen you push yourself for a belt, because you nearly went up there but you kind of backed down a bit. And I know that's like a confidence thing, but just believe in yourself and just do it, because honestly, I think you're going to surprise yourself with what can almost come out of you. That sounds weird, but yeah. I also think it was a step up from last week, because last week it wasn't your best performance, but this week I think it definitely was, because you moved around a bit more, you seem more comfortable up there, you seem a bit more relaxed, and that made us enjoy the performance a bit more. Well done, you should be very proud.
Joey.
The thing is, you know, there is nothing wrong with people challenging themselves or exploring their voices, because I want to see people do that. I don't want people to stick to their strengths. I want people to challenge themselves, but at the same time, choose very, very mindfully when you're challenging yourself and when you're exploring. At the end of the day, it's trial and error, you know, and that's how you find where your voice can go. So, you know, I don't like fault you for trying what you did last week. Obviously, like I said last week, that didn't really work to where you was going with it. But I can't fault you for doing it, because I'd rather see somebody try than not, you know. But tonight, this performance, for me personally, this was your best this season. And the reason why is because you know, people say theatre and stuff, but it wasn't. The song was movement, and that's what I asked you all to do. You give something with more movement, you performed more on the stage, you give a bit more sass in your face and everything like that. So I couldn't have wanted you to do any more than what you brought to you tonight. You should be very proud of yourself. There. Well done. Well done.